What have I told you that by this time tomorrow, two of the world's most iconic cities could be lying in ruins?
The stakes are unbelievably high. It's not just political drama. Think of family dinners, kids going to school, everything turned upside down.
It's a frightening question, but one we're going to explore.
Over the next 24 hours, we'll imagine a nuclear showdown between Tel Aviv and Tehran.
So here we are, October 2025. Tensions between Israel and Iran have reached a boiling point. This is not fiction. It's a scenario many analysts fear could happen.
Think of it like this. After years of saber rattling, somebody lit a fuse last night. Intelligence reports something shocking. Secret nuclear warheads moved to launches in Iran.
The Israelis decide they have to strike first. In our scenario, by dawn, they launch a nuclear missile from an Israeli submarine towards Tehran.
Picture this. An ordinary family in Tel Aviv just woke up for breakfast when suddenly alarms start blaring. Chaos erupts and everyone realizes.
Recap time. We just set the stage. An Israeli submarine launched a nuke at Tehran at dawn. Tensions were sky high, alarms blaring. It's go time.
And now, with Tehran moments away from being hit, Israel is holding its breath. Next chapter, we take you into the first strike itself. Buckle up.
On deck in Israel, the missile crew straps in. They know this act changes everything. They're not sure of the fallout yet, but there's no turning back now. It's first light, and from under the waves the shock siren sounds. An Israeli Jericho, 3 missile is on its way to Tehran.
On Iran's radar screens, a blip appears on the horizon. They have seconds to react. This is it. The first strike has launched.
Picture Reza, a teacher in Tehran just finishing breakfast. He hears the air raid siren, a piercing wail that cuts his heart. Missile, missile. People scream as they scramble for cover.
Seconds later, in an instant, a blinding flash erupts overhead like a second sun. The shockwave follows, flattening neighborhoods and setting the skyline ablaze in a firestorm.
In Tehran, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions, are dead in seconds. The city is unrecognizable. This is the nightmare scenario they warned us about.
In the stunned silence that follows, smoke and ash billow above Tehran. Only the distant cries of survivors pierce the smoky air. It's utterly apocalyptic.
Quick recap. Israel launched the first strike at dawn, a nuclear missile from beneath the waves. Tehran got hit with a city-sized fireball, causing unimaginable destruction.
And as smoke rises over Tehran, Israel is on edge. Tehran is reeling. Iran's leaders are scrambling. In the next chapter, Iran is about to respond, and Tel Aviv could be next. Don't go away. Seconds later, the aftermath. Tehran is a hellscape. Skyscrapers reduced to concrete skeletons, fires everywhere.
Reza bursts out of cover, covered in dust. Everything he knew is gone. He stumbles toward a shattered street where survivors are desperately calling for help.
Dozens of his neighbors lie wounded or worse. Hospitals were hit too, running triage in the open, with no electricity, no medicine.
The searing heat burned anyone too close. The radiation will soon hurt those who hid. This is carnage on a scale Reza has only heard about in history books. Back in the streets, terrified citizens huddle together. No one expected such destruction so fast. It's a nightmare they thought could only happen to others. In Tel Aviv, people watch the news in disbelief. World leaders scramble to react. Some condemn Iran, others blame Israel. Meanwhile, Tehran is choking under radioactive dust. Recap. We just saw the heart of Tehran obliterated. Survivors like Reza are scrambling amidst the ash, and there's nowhere safe to hide. Nobody in the city is okay.
That was just the aftermath of one strike. Next up, Iran is about to respond, and Tel Aviv could be next. Stay tuned.
Tehran's regime won't stay silent. In their underground bunkers, leaders give the order to fire back. Iran launches multiple missiles towards Israel, some loaded with nuclear warheads of their own.
Back in Israel, early warning sirens start wailing in Tel Aviv and Haifa. People dive into bomb shelters again, this time on home turf. Something big is coming their way.
Meet Ziv, a young tech worker in Tel Aviv. He and his partner dive under their kitchen table when they hear the air raid alarm. It's surreal. Now they know what's on Iran's mind.
The skies darken with contrails. Minutes later, blips on radar. Incoming warheads. Israel scrambles every anti-missile defense it has, but these warheads are unshieldable. The nation holds its breath.
Israel's missile shield does its best, but these warheads are too fast and too big. 10 minutes to impact. This is as real as it gets.
The reality sinks in. Even Israel's best defenses might not stop these warheads. Experts warn there's no room for error now.
Recap. Under orders from Tehran, Iran's missiles have flown towards Israel. Sirens screamed in Tel Aviv and Haifa as people braced for incoming warheads.
We won't know for a few minutes what kind of hit Israel will take. Coming up next, the fallout hits home in Tel Aviv. Don't go away.
Minutes later, Tel Aviv endures the unimaginable. A nuclear warhead detonates over the city, a mushroom cloud blooming above the skyline.
Down in a shelter, Ziv and his partner feel the ground shake violently. Outside, an orange fireball devours skyscrapers.
Outward, blast waves slam into the city, flipping cars, shattering buildings. Then comes the radioactive rain, toxic, invisible. Survivors like Ziv can only cover their faces and pray.
Across the city, emergency services collapse under the strain. Hospitals are already overwhelmed. Tel Aviv, like Tehran earlier, is now a burning ruin.
By the time it's over, thousands are dead, millions injured. Offices, homes, even schools are leveled, all because of one catastrophic decision.
The world is stunned. The two heartbeats of the Middle East are silenced in flames. No one is celebrating victory.
Ziv finally steps out of the shelter. He can't believe the emptiness around him. The lively city he knew is now silent and ash. Recap. Iran's retaliation hit Tel Aviv. A nuclear explosion leveled much of the city. The casualty count is catastrophic, and Israel is reeling.
Up next, we step back and look at the damage. We'll break down what the aftermath looks like and what the world might do next. Stay tuned. Hours pass. It's now midnight, and the world is silent except for the crackle of distant fires. Both capitals are wrapped in radioactive clouds, the sky glowing ominously.
In the dark, global leaders scramble. Emergency meetings, press statements, but one thing's clear. Everything has changed. We're witnessing the aftermath of what should have been unthinkable.
In Tel Aviv, Ziv finally emerges at dawn. He saw unimaginable horror in that shelter. Now he walks among the ruins, haunted, finding who among his neighbors survived this. It's heartbreak and bitter relief.
Back in Tehran, Reza lies injured in rubble, but alive. Neighbors carry him to a makeshift aid station. They share wordless looks, both grateful to be alive and terrified of what comes next.
Around the world, people stare at their phones. Headlines scream about our nightmare. Nobody anywhere can ignore this morning.
Let's sum it up. Dawn breaks on two devastated cities. Tens of millions of people are displaced or injured. The scale of this tragedy is beyond anything any of us could imagine.
We saw two capitals destroyed and millions of lives upended in just 24 hours. No one wins a nuclear war. Now, as dawn comes, the world is forever changed.
At dawn, the world wakes to a nightmare. Tel Aviv and Tehran lie in smoking ruins, their streets empty and silent.
Even in distant capitals, people are shell-shocked. Emergency summits convene. Leaders promise help, condemn the madness, and search for answers.
Survivors in both cities struggle to imagine the future. Rebuilding trust, not to mention buildings, will take more than a decade, and that's if there's even a peace treaty left.
But maybe there's a glimmer of hope. The civilians of both Tel Aviv and Tehran now share the same horror, and in that shared pain, perhaps understanding can finally grow.
Experts call this a wake-up call for humanity. For all of us, not just this region. It's a grim reality check on the power we wield.
Quick recap of Chapter 7. We saw how 24 hours changed everything.
The big takeaway. Nuclear war has no winners, only devastation. We all live in one world, Maybe it's time we learn this the hard way. Stay informed. If this walkthrough through 24 hours has you thinking, hit that like button and subscribe. It might just save your life someday, and maybe even a stranger's life. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Ding the bell to stay updated.
Thanks for sticking with us through the highs and lows. Share this video so others can see how fragile peace really is. Until next time, stay safe out there and keep looking out for each other.